Have you ever seen a supposedly 256GB SSD show up in Windows as a 1TB drive, but also show that same value in the BIOS? Well, I hadn't either, and if you're curious what made this drive show up the way it did, well, it turns out the drive that's installed in the system isn't actually a 256GB Kioxia drive, rather a 1TB drive from Inland, that I believe had the firmware and data cloned over from the factory Kioxia 256GB drive, which is why the naming was carried over. Which was really odd, because most of the time you clone the data on a drive, it doesn't move any of the naming information over. Anyways, now that we know that there's actually 1TB of data on this system, we can actually get to work on this laptop as our customer brought it in because they're running out of storage space, and they asked if we could possibly double their storage capacity. So let's take this 2TB Crucial SSD and insert it into our Sabrent NVMe to USB adapter and plug that along with an Acronis True Image flash drive into our laptop. Now, after booting onto Acronis on our next startup, we can now select the old drive as our source and set the new drive as our destination, which will allow us to clone the data from the old drive over to the new one without any loss of their apps or files. And after letting that complete, we can now pop open the laptop, disconnect the battery, and pull out the old Inland 1TB drive and insert this 2TB drive. And although I wanted to try to keep both drives inside of this system, as it turns out this model has two M.2 slots, Dell on this model uses some kind of proprietary mount for the M.2 drives, which I couldn't get my hands on within the given time frame that was necessary to get this upgrade done. So we'll just have to leave that up for now. After reassembling the system, this laptop is now running a little faster thanks to a better drive, and finally has space for our customers' needs, so let's get this upgraded laptop back over to our customer.